The pit department at JGR has always been cutting edge and innovative. We would rather be the carrot everyone is chasing.
We really enjoy difficult problems to solve because that creates opportunity to differentiate yourself from others.
Pit road is open. Copy that. 10-4. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here. Go, go, go.
In 2019, we started discussing what would a development program at JGR look like. Prior to the next-gen car, the barrier of entry was insane for guys trying to learn the skill of hitting 5 lug nuts.
You're looking at a development timeline of probably 3 to 4 years before they can compete with everybody else on pit road. Single lug pit stops have really sped up the development timeline.
That led us down the path of making some pretty significant changes to our lineups, not just only with the people we had internally, but also putting a pretty large effort into recruiting new talent to sort of make up the gaps.
Chris Hall did just a phenomenal job bringing in athletes from all different sports.
We've had track and field athletes, baseball players, wrestlers, soccer players, ex-supercross riders, basketball, football, I mean, you name it. It forced us to go down avenues that in the past we wouldn't have gone down.
We do some pretty advanced biomechanical assessments of the athletes' fundamental systems. You could think of this just like you think about a car setup. Do they have the right shocks? Do they have the right springs? Do they have the right weight distribution? But on top of that, you need to be someone that can take a task that, generally speaking, you're going to be really bad at, and that encourage you to figure out how to get better. And with each subsequent rep, you knock off something that you were bad at prior, because every athlete that we bring in is effectively doing this for the first time.
Nobody grows up playing pit crew on the playground, so we had to teach them from the very start how to even come off the wall, how to stand on the wall, how to approach the car. It becomes a battle out here of who wants to put in more work.
The first couple months is the ultimate transition. We're not looking if the guy can get to the lug faster than the next guy or how quick they run around the car. It's really about, are they really sacrificing putting all the work in it takes to go to the next level? It allows them to learn the language of race cars, pit stops, and that's really the first step in knowing if that individual is going to be successful or not. Jake Holmes was our first big risk.
When I first got the call, I almost hung up. I was a little shocked that I was being considered for this position when I was very open about my situation with my knees.
We're talking and we're getting ready to start our dynamic warm-ups on the field, and Jake looks right over at me and says, "Hey, you're gonna hear some popping until I get warmed up here." I mean, how bad can this be?
I was actually recovering from bilateral patellar tendon tears, so I tore the patellar tendon completely off the bone on both knees, rolling my kneecap up to my mid-thigh.
Oh my gosh, are you serious? The last year has been thinking I'm gonna play at the next level at football and then going through this injury, and this is such a blessing and an opportunity for me just to even be here.
He didn't start the season per se right on the 11 roster. We had another guy that was in that position and he was doing a good job, but Jake was just doing some really exciting things. He really pushed us to the point where Matt Osborne's pushing me saying, I think you can have Jake ready for the season. And I'm not gonna say I 100% agreed with it at the time, but I'm thankful that, we have bosses and people that are pushing us to think outside of the box.
It's crazy to even fathom and think about just knowing how long back in the day it would take to get to that position, and then for Jake to step in 6 months' time, Jake leads on-field metrics in the carrier position.
Let's see if the Gibbs boys try one of these special stops they've been advertising on Twitter.
2021 was by far the most difficult year I've had as a coach. We're trying to manage introducing the new pit stop to our current guys that were trying to perform every Sunday on the 5 lug nut pit stop. I mean, we were running single lug practices here with all development guys on Sundays when Cup guys were trying to win races.
My initial thoughts of the single lug change was, it's going to be so easy, anybody can do it, And my thing was, man, I've been doing this a long time. I've got a lot of experience, and if that doesn't matter, what separates me from the next guy? It was an up and down wave of us being guys that are running for a championship, and then knowing in the back of your mind that these guys have a 6-month head start on you.
Yeah, anytime there was a change that was made, it was emotional for everybody involved, especially the veteran guys because they're all very smart and they could see where they were lining up on the depth chart. So then it's like, well, do I put more focus in 5-lug? Do I put more focus in single lug? Like, where is the balance? I have so much respect for every single one of our athletes in what they went through last year. It may be somewhat a torture, what we did. Everybody that made it through that grind, they really earned their positions this year through the work they put in last year.
Hey, race fans, thanks for watching our video. For all NASCAR on Fox News, content, and the best clips from Fox Sports, be sure to follow and subscribe to our channel.